Before you spend your money on another tablet, stop and really imagine this for a second. You slip a device into your jacket pocket. It's lighter than a paperback, more powerful than most laptops from a few years ago, and it quietly becomes the one screen you actually want to use every single day. That, done right, is what an iPad mini 8 inches could be. Now, quick reality check. As of the time I'm creating this, Apple has not officially announced an iPad mini 8. So in this video, I'm not pretending to have secret insider info. Instead, I'm going to walk you through what the iPad mini 8 needs to be to truly deserve your money, how it could change your daily life if Apple gets it right, and the one big reason you might actually want to avoid it completely. Listen to the end before you decide whether to wait for it or just buy something else now. Let's start with a simple question. Who is the iPad mini really for? If you think of it as a tiny iPad, you're already missing the point. The mini is for people who hate carrying tech, but love using tech. It's for the commuter who doesn't want a heavy bag, the student who reads more than they type, the parent who wants something small enough for kids but powerful enough for work, the traveler who wants to download movies, books, games, and still have room in the backpack. So if Apple wants the iPad mini 8 to be a must-buy, it can't just be another spec bump. It has to double down on that idea. A genuinely pocketable, everyday carry computer. Power first. At the very least, by the time an iPad mini 8 exists, it needs to feel instant. No lag, no stutter, no hesitation. That means a chip that can handle 3 big things at once. Heavy multitasking, console-level gaming, and all the new on-device AI features Apple is pushing across its lineup. You shouldn't be wondering, can my mini run this? You should be wondering, why would I ever need something bigger for this? Think about what that looks like in your life. You're on the couch with the game on in the background. On the mini, you're editing photos with a YouTube tutorial floating in a small window, and messages pinging you from the side. No slowdowns, no heat, no fan noise, just silence and speed. Or you're on a flight. You've got 2 movies downloaded, a couple of games that actually look good, a book you're halfway through, and your email offline. You bounce between all of them, and the mini just keeps up. If the iPad mini 8 can't deliver that kind of performance, it fails. But raw power isn't what will make people fall in love with it. The screen will. There's one thing almost everyone who uses a small tablet complains about. Once you've seen a really smooth 120 Hz display, everything else looks cheap. If Apple wants the mini 8 to feel premium, they need to fix this. Scrolling should look like reality, not like a flipbook. Imagine reading on a mini 8 with a buttery smooth display. You swipe up and the text feels like it's glued to your finger. Not consciously noticing the refresh rate, you're just comfortable. You don't get that little bit of eye strain that slowly builds up after an hour of reading or doom scrolling. For artists and note-takers, it matters even more. If the pencil stroke lags behind your hand, you feel it immediately. Give the Mini 8 a fast display plus the latest Apple Pencil support, and suddenly it becomes the ultimate digital notebook, something you can literally hold in one hand and sketch or scribble with the other. And speaking of holding it in one hand, design isn't just about looking good. It's about how it feels at the 45-minute mark. Picture this. You're in bed, lights off, one arm under the pillow, the other holding the mini above your face. You're reading or scrolling TikTok or watching a show. If the iPad mini 8 is too heavy, your wrist hurts. Too wide, and you're constantly adjusting your grip. It's too slippery, and you're always a little nervous you're going to drop a few $100 on your nose. The magic of a good mini is that you forget those problems exist. You can hold it in one hand, no fear, no fatigue. The bezels are just big enough that your fingers have somewhere to rest, but not so big that it looks ancient. If Apple keeps that balance and maybe shaves off a little more weight without killing battery life, the Mini 8 becomes the device you don't put down. Now, there's one design decision that Apple absolutely has to fix for the iPad Mini 8: the camera placement. We've all been on that awkward video call where you're looking at the person on screen, but to them it looks like you're staring off into space. That happens because the camera's in the wrong place. On the next-gen Mini, the camera needs to live on the long edge in landscape, So when you're on Zoom, FaceTime, or Teams, it actually looks like you're looking at them. And not just placement quality. Shouldn't need perfect lighting just to look decent on a call. A good, wide-angle front camera with solid low-light performance makes the Mini 8 practical for remote work, online classes, and quick family check-ins. Let's talk about something boring that becomes very exciting when it fails. Battery life. The iPad Mini 8 doesn't need to last forever. It just needs to last long enough that you stop thinking about it. You wake up, pull the Mini out of your bag on the train, watch something, answer a few emails. At lunch, you're scrolling, reading, maybe a quick game. Later, you're on the couch with it as a second screen while something runs on TV. By bedtime, you pull it out one more time to read a few pages of a book. If, at the end of that day, you're still above, say, 20 to 30%, the Mini 8 has done its job. You plug it in overnight, no anxiety, no obsessing over battery. But if it dies at 6 p.m. on a random Tuesday, you're going to hate it. Portability only matters if reliability comes with it. Now let's look at accessories, because this is where Apple can decide if the iPad Mini 8 is just a fun gadget or a real tool. Give it full support for the latest Apple Pencil tilt, pressure, low latency, maybe even haptic feedback. Combine that with a comfortable palm rejection experience, and it becomes a fantastic notebook, sketchpad, and planning tool. Add a smart, minimal keyboard solution, not a giant, clunky case that doubles the weight, but something that snaps on when you need to write and disappears when you don't. And you suddenly have a mini laptop for coffee shop sessions and travel. Here's the key. The Mini should be your always with you device, not your I need to set this up device. If you need to dig out 3 accessories and arrange them on a table, Apple has missed the point. 8 should scream, open, use, close, go. So with all that in mind, the big question, should you wait for an iPad Mini 8 or just buy something else now? Here's the honest answer. If you urgently need a tablet today for work, school, or a specific project, waiting for a hypothetical device, any hypothetical device, is almost never a good strategy. Tech will always get better if your current setup is slowing you down, costing you time, or making your life harder. Buy what solves your problem now, and don't look back. But if you're not in a rush, if your current phone and laptop mostly cover your needs, and you're considering a mini-sized tablet as a nice-to-have, not a survival tool, then waiting starts to make more sense. Because if Apple does get the Mini 8 right with a faster chip, a smoother display, smarter camera placement, better front camera, good battery life, and modern pencil support, it won't just be the newest iPad Mini. It'll be the best portable Apple computer most people ever own. Before we wrap up, I mentioned there's one big reason you might want to skip the iPad Mini altogether, even if the Mini 8 is amazing. And this is something people don't like to admit until after they've spent the money. The small screen is both the best and worst thing about it. If you mostly consume content, reading, watching, casual gaming, checking email, quick notes, the Mini is incredible. Its size feels perfect. But if your main goal is serious productivity, writing long documents, editing complex spreadsheets, running multiple apps side by side for hours, that same small screen becomes your enemy. You zoom in and out, you switch apps more often, you squint a little, and over time, it annoys you. So here's the decision filter that matters way more than any leaked spec or rumor about the iPad Mini 8. Ask yourself, do I want a small tablet to replace my laptop or to replace my notebook? If you want to replace a laptop, even a perfect, iPad Mini 8 probably won't make you happy. You'll be fighting that screen size every day. In that case, a larger iPad or an actual laptop will serve you better. But if you want to replace a notebook, a planner, paperback, a sketchbook, a Kindle, a little stack of sticky notes, then the Mini 8. If Apple nails it, could be exactly what you've been waiting for. So when you hear iPad Mini 8, don't just think about the chip or the camera or the color options. Think about moments. On the subway, at the coffee shop, in bed, at your desk, at the airport gate. Is there a small, powerful, one-handable screen in those moments? Or are you fine juggling your phone and a bigger device? If you can picture that mini-sized screen making all those little moments smoother, calmer, more fun, then the iPad Mini 8, when it finally arrives, might be the one you hold on to for years. And if not, then the best move might be to skip. The Mini entirely choose a device that matches how you actually live. And remember this simple rule: the best tech isn't the newest. It's the one you never regret carrying with you.